Representing number 939. Ricky pounds it with his left fist. Ricky is enjoying the accolades of the crowd, waving his hands to them.
Two out, nobody on, ninth inning. Bartlett's on deck, and Braden turns, he throws, and it's swung on a ground ball to short. Taken there, Pennington's got it, he throws, and perfect game! Dallas Braden has thrown a perfect game! The A's have beaten Tampa Bay 4-0. The kid from Stockton has done it for the A's.
Shadow box.
He's from an international news organization called
How we doing, everybody? Let's try that again. How we doing, everybody? That's the sound I like to hear. I want to thank you guys for coming out today. I know you've got a lot of stuff on your schedule here. We appreciate you. We greatly appreciate you carving out the time to come and enjoy this incredible occasion for us. For those of you folks who don't know me, who might not be watching A's baseball, which we're going to change by the end of this, I promise you that. My name is Dallas Braden. I'm the broadcaster for the Athletics, and I'm somebody who has got to live a very fortunate life, a very fortunate path here. I was the little fella who got to grow up cheering for the green and gold. I was the little fella who got to grow up and play for the green and gold. And now I'm the much older fella who gets to talk about the green and gold and what they have done on the baseball field. So I, just like many of you, very excited for a day just like today. And when this day started to pop up on the schedule, a lot of emotions started to pop up as well for myself. And I'll tell you a couple quick stories. We have ties here to Las Vegas. My two uncles were actually fortunate enough to take the honor of building one of the first two pirate ships for Treasure Island when that place first popped up. And I know I might look like I belong on one of those pirate ships. I know what you're thinking. But from there, they pack up their tool bags and head to New York. Well, New York, if you will, because they built they built a roller coaster too. And when they needed somebody to figure out whether or not it worked, they were looking for a couple crash test dummies. And my two uncles, hands up in the air, said, "We built it, we trust it, we'll be your dummies, no problem." So when Las Vegas started to become a reality, as I said, there was a lot of emotion, not only for myself, but for my family and for a lot of folks involved. And as I said, it's an honor to be here today. This morning we're going to be hearing from several individuals who have been instrumental in today's event in bringing the A's to Las Vegas. So before we get started, I'm very pleased to welcome a number of honored guests here today, including representatives from the Nevada Federal Delegation, the state constitutional officers, the Nevada Legislature, Clark County Commission, the City of Las Vegas, City of Henderson, City of North Las Vegas, we've got Boulder City in the house, City of Mesa, the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority, as well as the Las Vegas Stadium and Authority Board. We also have some esteemed colleagues of mine in the building. A man I was able to call a former teammate, and a man that has done so much already for this organization. The manager of the Athletics, Mark Kotze, is in the house. I'm sure many of you have been able to set eyes upon this individual, and I promise you those eyes have been staring back at you as well. Three-time World Series champ. We've got a World Series MVP in the house, Dave Stewart, in the building as well. Newly minted A's Hall of Famer. We've also got another jacket wearer in the building, the best mustache the game has ever known. Another World Series MVP, and he's got 3 of them rings as well. None other than the great Hall of Famer, Raleigh Fingers. Now, I do just want to remind folks, our game has encountered some changes here, and I think as a broadcaster, maybe for some fans, one of the greatest changes that our esteemed commissioners came up with is the pitch clock, the pitch timer. So I'm going to remind you, speakers, get it going, get engaged. We got a schedule to keep, so dig in the box and be ready to hit. Pick out a pitch and swing. So right now what I'd like to do is welcome to the stage Mr. Steve Hill, the CEO and President of the Las Vegas.
Back on track here. Look, I could not be more excited to be here in Las Vegas today. Las Vegas has proven itself to be a great sports town and a great host to professional franchises. All of us at Major League Baseball, all the owners, are excited to be adding Major League Baseball to the entertainment alternatives that are available here in Southern Nevada. The Athletics have a long and proud history. 9 World Series titles, great players like Ricky Henderson, Dave Stewart, Raleigh Fingers, Vida Blue, list goes on and on. I think about today as the beginning of a new chapter in that great history. John Fisher, Sandy Dean, Mark, the entire A's team are gonna build Las Vegas an unbelievable, awesome, iconic ballpark. And I'm sure some of you are already watching. The A's have put together one of the most talented young rosters in Major League Baseball as they begin to build towards 2028. Players like Jacob Wilson, Brent Rooker, Lawrence Butler should help bring not only a baseball team, but a winner to here in Las Vegas. You know, when you have 30 teams, you get a chance to work with governments around the United States. And those of you who live here in Nevada should take great comfort in the efficiency and effectiveness of your elected officials. And trust me, we would not be here today were it not for some of the hard work that went into making this a reality. At the top of the list is obviously Governor Lombardo, unwavering in support for bringing baseball to Nevada. Congresswoman Dina Titus, another supporter of our efforts here. I was laughing with Steve Yeager back in the green room there. We never actually met, but there was a period of time where we spent a lot of time on the phone together, absolutely crucial to getting the necessary legislation done. Commissioner Jim Gibson, another huge supporter of baseball from day one, and of course Steve Hill. They did a great job in terms of bringing this support. I'm sure between now and 2028, I'm going to be back here in Las Vegas, but I'll tell you one thing absolutely for certain. I will be here opening day 2028 to celebrate with John Fisher, his entire team, and I hope the entire state of Nevada. Thank you very much.
Well, I don't want to repeat a lot of what the previous speaker spoke of, but I think it's important for people to realize, especially the crowd here today, it's amazing when things actually get consummated, how many people show up. It was interesting when me and Mr. Fisher, John, had the opportunity to meet each other 2.5 years ago, John, and he described the meeting, but he left one person that was in the meeting out of the announcements, and it's a person that's very special to me. And I actually consider her a mentor, and that's Marilyn Kirkpatrick. Marilyn, are you here? What's the deal? So prior to the meeting coming together, I called Marilyn. I said, Marilyn, is this a good idea or not? And we walked through the nuances and everything associated with the government process. And I said, you're going to have a lot of naysayers as a result of our current society and how we deal with things on social media and the people that opine from their couch in their mother's basement. But we came together. We had Sandy was there. Sandy, thank you for being there. And we had a really robust conversation on how we were going to get there. And John is correct. He stuck out his hand at the end of all the sidebars and everything else that took place. It says we're going to
get the 7th inning stretch going, and our little leaguers are going to show us how it's done. Cue the music. They're hard act to follow. Thank you, Cy. Thank you, Sierra. These projects, they probably look like they happen pretty quickly, but the reality is it's an incredible amount of work and time and effort and so many people's involvement to even bring us to today. 3 years from now, you'll see the fruits of all of that labor when in 2028 we have opening day out here on the Las Vegas Strip. It's an epic moment for our 124-year-old franchise. But it wouldn't be right unless I could thank a number of the people for whom, without their involvement, we absolutely would not be here today. First I I'd like to thank my partner, Sandy Dean, who many of you know, who's been tirelessly working on this for the last 20 years with me. And I also want to thank Mark Bedane. Incredibly fortunate to have Mark now leading our organization, and Mark, thank you very much. When I had the opportunity to walk the halls of the Capitol in Carson City and visit with so many politicians, government officials there, and walk into their offices and see pictures of the Detroit Tigers, in the case of my friend Steve Yeager, and see go into Nicole Canizzaro's room and her office and have her show me a picture of her wedding cake, which had her team on one side of the cake and her husband's team on the other. I really got a sense that baseball is something that Nevadans love, and that gave me tremendous confidence in thinking about what the future for us could be here in Las Vegas. And I want to just give special thanks to the governor, Joe Lombardo, who was absolutely unwavering in his support. In one of our fairly early meetings, we went into we sat down, we talked about what we were going to try and be able to achieve here. We shook hands, and that was really all it took. He then went to work and helped make this happen. So to you, Governor, thank you. Also incredibly important to this effort was Jim Gibson. Jim at the time was the head of the Clark County Commissioner's office, and looked at me and said, "Hey, I love baseball. I know that this is great for Las Vegas. We're going to make this happen." Jim, thank you. And Steve Hill and his team of the LVCVA have just been incredible support. All right, folks, help me count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, I just want to thank everybody for coming out. We truly appreciate it.